Time for a change. Do you want to join a company that is more than a job, but a family? Cross & Sons in Keokuk is hiring for both a technician and an installer. Experience is preferred, but they are willing to train the right person for the job. Cross & Sons offers 401k with company matching, paid vacations and holidays, sick days, and paid time off after 1 year of being with the company. Join the family at Cross & Sons. Call
Hello and welcome back to Keokuk Chief Basketball here on KOKX. Apologies for that little break in the awkward break there in the commercials. I'm still trying to get a hold of tonight and everything I need to do. So nonetheless, welcome back. Thank you for listening. We're going to kind of take this first quarter by what we can here and see what happens. Didn't happen to grab a roster on the way in, so this will be interesting, but we'll make it work tonight, folks. Keokuk starters and Mount Pleasant starters just both got announced, and we are ready for tip here in Keokuk, Iowa. Starters tonight for Keokuk are number 1, Diego Garcia, number 11, Blake Chase, number 2, I believe is Jordan Sisk. And let me see, what number am I missing? I'm sure I'm missing a couple here, but we'll figure it out as we go. Keokuk has only 4 on the bench. It looks like 2 players are out tonight. Mount Pleasant's bench a little bit deeper with 2 guys ready to go, it looks like already off the bench if needed early on. Waiting here, start for tip here in Keokuk tonight. Coach Summers going over to the scoring board. Looks like there's a discussion between Coach Summers and a player here. Let's see, we'll see what's going on. Kind of waiting as we're waiting. We'll talk about some games coming up tonight outside in the conference. Burlington and Washington, Fort Madison and Fairfield are also playing. But it looks like we're ready here. Looks like there was a technical foul assessed before the game even started. So Mount Pleasant goes to the free throw line. Misses the front end of the one out of the 2. So no score still. Back to the line, getting ready to shoot his second shot. Misses the second one too. So Mount Pleasant misses out on 2 points after the technical to start the game. Ball will stay with Mount Pleasant. Interesting start here. The 2 shots were shot by Aiden Ashton. Both were missed. Ashton's going to inbound the ball to Hagens. Ashton to Hagens now on the court also. On the court also is Amos. Let's see here. Keokuk gets the turnover running across midcourt. They're going to kick it back out top. Ball is dribbled left, top of the key, back out to the top on the left side. Dribble drive, looking. Kicks out left. Ball is dribbled baseline, up and in. Rejected by Mount Pleasant there to start the game. Liam O'Donnell with the missed shot on the rejection. Mount Pleasant driving into the paint. They're going to call that a block, I believe, on O'Donnell. So Mount Pleasant will get the ball underneath. Mount Pleasant inbounds it. Ball goes up, and it's going to be a foul on the shot. It'll be a blocking foul. Aiden Ashton drew contact there on the inbounds pass from Nathan Stroud. Ashton at the free throw line, missed the first 2 assessed on the technical before the start of the game even happened. Ball is shot, ball is missed, ball rattled in and out and off the front of the rim. So 0 for 3 to start the game for Ashton on free throws. He's going to get his second attempt here after the first missed free throw and missing his last 3. Ashton waiting, shoots the ball. Ball's a little bit better touch there. It goes in. 1-0 Mount Pleasant early on. Garcia looking to inbounds. Pass it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to drive. Nope, cuts back up across midcourt. He's got it across the century line. Loses control of the ball. No foul called. Back across the court there to number 11, which is Blake Chase. Chase has the ball at the top of the key. Chase passes over. Back to O'Donnell now, who drives left top of the key. Ball's passed into Garcia. Garcia's going to go baseline with it. He gets a jump stop, kicks it back out. Nope. Now out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets a foul, but they're going to call a reach-in on number 22, Christian Stacy. So Stacy with the reach-in foul there on O'Donnell. So O'Donnell will take the ball out at the baseline now. He's looking. Blake Chase gets the ball at the top left. Now back over center to number 2. He's going to dribble drive once, hits Garcia. Garcia's going to cut back across the paint, gets met. Ball's passed off and a handoff. Now it's going to be a hook shot in. A little mid-range hook shot there for Blake Chase. Gives the Chiefs an early lead, 2-1, 6:26 remaining in the quarter. Up comes Hagens for Mount Pleasant. Ashton up top with him. They're set up in a 2-3 offense. Ball's almost. He kicks it back out, kicks it over to Hagens. Hagens pump fakes. They're doubling him in the corner. They got a trap in the corner. Now into the low post. Ball is shot, and it is good there by number 5, Carter Amos. Amos with a strong move to the basket and secured the 2-point for Mount Pleasant. Ball is dribbled up, passed over to Blake Chase, 3-2 Mount Pleasant. Chase with the ball at the top of the left, now kicked over to number 2. Number 2 dribble drives, kicks out. Ball is driven baseline. Ball is picked off there by Hagens of Mount Pleasant. Picks it up, kicks it out to Ashton, back into inside. Oh, and it is dunked. A slam jam there by Nathan Stroud. Good transition offense by Mount Pleasant. Keokuk didn't get back fast enough. Now to Chase. Now kicked out to O'Donnell, and O'Donnell drains a deep 3 to tie the game back up at 5. Good pass there and recognition by Chase to get the ball to O'Donnell and hit that 3. So Hagens brings it up, kicks it to Ashton. May have traveled, but they didn't call it. And the post to Stroud. They're going to pass it over to Amos. Amos dribbles left, kicks it back to Hagens. Ball is knocked out of bounds by number 2 for Keokuk. Sorry, folks, I forgot to grab a program here, so stick with me until I can figure out some names. So far, no substitutions in the game. Summers goes over to the scorer's table. I think they're trying to figure something out, maybe some time or something. Still waiting. Referees get together here at the scorer's table after a Coach Summers inquiry at the table. Still waiting to see what we're doing here. Players are out in the court. Looks Mount Pleasant's awaiting an inbound opportunity. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what just happened there, but it looks like we're ready to resume basketball play here. Ashton into Hagens. Hagens brings it up to the top of the key, goes right with his dribble over to Amos. Amos goes back right as Ashton cuts. Ashton with the ball now. Kicks it over to 22, the back to Hagens now. Hagens going to dribble into the center of the paint. Loses the ball. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be off of Hagens, so that will be a turnover for Mount Pleasant. Garcia going to inbound the ball here. Garcia's going to kick it in to Blake Chase. Chase over to number 2. Keokuk driving fast. 2 dribbles back, takes a step. There's Blake Chase wide open for 3. It's deep, but it's not even close. Ball is missed. Ball brought up by Hagens, kicked over into the corner, number 22. Ball is kicked back to the top of the key to Hagens over at the left side. He's dribbling left through the legs. Now back across the top of the key. Passes over to Amos. Amos gives the ball back to Hagens. Offense is going to be reset up here. Ball is almost missed by Stroud. Stroud dribbles left, passes left. Ball's kicked to Stroud in the post. He's going to have a good dribble, but he knocks a guy over and turns the ball over. So Garcia pushing ball hard here for Keokuk. He looks. He's going to hit Chase. Chase at that 3 range, but he passes back to Garcia. Garcia's going to take his right-hand dribble up and in, and he'll be fouled. Let's see if they call it on the floor or on the shot here. I think they're going to call it on the floor. So no free throws for Keokuk. Taking it out, and the inbounds will be Liam O'Donnell. And for Keokuk are number 4 and 34. Garcia gets the ball into the game. 34 sets the screen for him. Garcia dribble driving. That's going to go back out to Campbell. Campbell passes over to 40. 40's going to put it up and in, but it's a low floater. Misses. Hagens with the ball on the rebound for Mount Pleasant. Hagen's going to bring the ball up court, pushes out. Ball is shot by Ashton. Ashton just barely misses in and out on the three-point attempt. Good open look, but he didn't hit it. Chase bringing the ball up the court. He kicks it out to 40. 40 back to Garcia. Garcia's going to dribble left. He's going to run into triple traffic. He goes hard off the glass and misses on the layup attempt. Hagens pushes ball. Ashton gets the ball in the low post now. Ball is shot. Ball is missed. Keokuk gets the rebound. It's Garcia. Garcia's got the ball. He's pushing left up towards center court now. Crosses the century line. Comes back across, setting up the offense. Top of the key. Looks for Chase. Moves Chase out. 34 with the ball in the left corner. Dribble drives. He's going to kick it out to Campbell. Campbell's going to travel, though, and that will give the ball right back to Mount Pleasant. Substitution for Mount Pleasant. Ashton will come out for Chris Ewald. You're going to take the ball out of bounds on the sideline. Ewald passes into Hagens. Hagens is going to bring it across the timeline now, walking it up with his left hand, dribbling left, cross through the right, kicks it back over to number 12 for Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant's going to kick. He's going to dribble to the top of the key, almost traveled. Campbell in the corner, 34 had an open shot for a second. Ball's kicked back to Garcia. Garcia's going to drive. Ball is up, ball is in. Good drive and shot there by Garcia to make the two-point layup. One for Mount Pleasant gets the ball. He shoots immediately, misses bad, but the rebound can't be held in by number 40 for Keokuk. Hagens with the ball. He crosses up through his legs. Ewald at three-point range. He's going to kick it into Stroud. Stroud's going to take one dribble, has to kick it back out. Ball's kind of batted out and around. Over to the left side, number 12 for Mount Pleasant takes a three and banks it in. Nice shot there by number 12, Drake Anderson, from the pass from Van Sickle, Owen Van Sickle. Garcia's going to push ball up court. Ball is in Campbell's hands now. Campbell over to Chase. Chase is going to drive left, kicks to Garcia. Garcia pump fakes, dribbles right into the paint, up and in, no good. But he's going to get two shots at the free throw line for that valiant attempt. Garcia will be at the line for two free throws after that shot. Chiefs down 11-7. 2:06 remaining in the first quarter. Student section over there getting a little bit rowdy. Front end of the one of the two is good. 11-8 Mount Pleasant. Garcia looking to make his second shot here. Mount Pleasant has a little student section behind their bench there. Garcia shot up, shot no good. Rebounded by Keokuk. Number 34 has it. He's going to get the ball knocked out. Dribble drive, passed over to number 2. 2's going to kick it over to Chase. That's O'Donnell. O'Donnell took a couple dribbles down to the left side at the block and got fouled on the reach in by Mount Pleasant. That'll be a push on Mount Pleasant. Back into the game as Ashton and also Stacy for Mount Pleasant. They got 6 guys on the court right now for Mount Pleasant. Out comes Hagens. Well, Hagens is out, and now also Anderson. Inbounding the ball 2 for Keokuk. Pass the ball up 40 at the top of the key. Ball is dribbled right, now cuts back left over to Garcia at the top of the key. Dribbles left with his left hand. I think they're going to call a timeout here. That's an official timeout. Well, I think it was just a pause and play, actually. Apologies, folks. 2 for Keokuk will take the ball, or will inbounds the ball. Throws it over to 40. 40 will bring the ball up across the right side, behind the back, crossover. He might have traveled, but he got away with it. He's going to pass over to 34. 34 is going to dribble hard in the paint. He almost traveled. 40 gets the ball on the kick out. Garcia with the ball at the top of the key. Dribbles left, he's looking left, kicks it to 34. 34 takes the three, no good. Long on the three-point shot, hit off the back side of the glass. Bring it up as Ashton. Ashton's going to kick it over to 22. 22 is going to dribble drive, no shot, but it's a travel. They're going to say he traveled. No good on the shot. Back into the game for Keokuk is Liam O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets the inbound pass. He's going to try and dribble drive it up the court. driving the ball now across the midcourt line, sets it up top, looking to set up their offense. They get the ball back into Garcia's hands. Garcia's going to drive the paint. No one there to stop him. Ball's up, ball's in. And one for Garcia on the dribble drive and penetration. Good shot and good layup. Get him to the line. Get him one more, folks. Garcia playing well in this first quarter. Ball is shot, ball is up, ball is missed, but rebounded by Keokuk. 34 has it, kicks it out to Garcia. Garcia kicks it over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell drives, passes out to 34. 34 drives the lane, loses the ball. There's going to be a scrum for it, but it's going to come up. Still not controlled. Keokuk might have it. Mount Pleasant now has it. Driving up the court, he gets tripped, but there's going to be no foul, and they're going to call a foul on Ewalt for Mount Pleasant. Be Keokuk ball. He tripped. It looks like, let me get the name to the number here. Van Sickle 4. Mount Pleasant had got the ball after the scrum and tripped. The ball got out, and then there was a foul on Chris Ewald. Keokuk number 2 passes into Chase, passes over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell drives. 34 almost gets pickpocketed again over to Chase. Chase drives lane. He's going to get up and in, but rejected. Tried to drive on 4 Keokuk players. Bringing it up the court is Van Sickle. Van Sickle's going to throw up a shot. Misses. Ball's going to be rebounded finally by O'Donnell of Keokuk after getting knocked around a little bit. Up to 2, pushing front court here. Now he's going to drive into the lane, puts a floater in. No good. Rebounded by Stroud from Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant looks like they'll get selection of the last shot here in the second quarter. Bringing it up is Ewald. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Ewald's going to dribble left. He's looking into Amos. Amos has it. They're going to have to kick it up to Van Sickle. Van Sickle shoots. It is in. Hits the back of the rim and in. And with that, we're going to take you to a 30-second timeout. Thank you for listening to Keokuk Chief Basketball on KOKX.
Car accidents happen, so when the unthinkable strikes, save yourself a headache. Take it to Keokuk Collision Center, located at 28 North 17th Street. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Keokuk's only complete auto body repair shop offers free estimates, insurance company assistance, a lifetime warranty, full service mechanical, towing, auto glass replacement, paintless dent repair, and more. Contact Keokuk Collision Center at 524-8817. Remember, when an accident happens, take it to Keokuk Collision Center.
Welcome back to Keokuk Chief Basketball here on KOKX tonight. I want to thank a guy sitting in front of me. He didn't get the name, but he was able to give me his program. So, folks, I'm going to get some names out there and give you some better sounding radio play-by-play. But here we're going to go to our Eye in the Sky quarterly score update that is brought to you by American Eye Care. See life better. Keokuk, after the first quarter, is down 14-10 to Mount Pleasant. American Eye Care brings you the Eye in the Sky quarterly score update. See life better. Located at 225 Main Street in Keokuk, located at 2235 Avenue L in Fort Madison, and located in Keokuk, Fort Madison, Burlington, and Mount Pleasant. Thank you for what you do for us. So, with that, Keokuk will have the ball to start the quarter. Out on the court is Edwards, Chase, O'Donnell. Now into the game, they don't have them listed, it is Eklund, Garcia, Chase, O'Donnell, and Barnes. Eklund brings the ball at the court, dribbles left, over to Barnes. Barnes is going to dribble right, looks, he's going to give it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell drives left, kicks back to Eklund. Eklund drives the lane and up and in, rejected by Stroud, though. Stroud's been an animal tonight. Hagans brings the ball up and pushes the court. Stroud gets into the post. He's a big body. Hagans moves off that screen, but gets the ball. There's going to be a tie-up. Oh! They're going to call a reach-in on Stroud for Mount Pleasant on the rebound there by Blake Chase. So with that, I think that might be, let's see here. Let's see what we got here. I think they're going to have, they're going to be in the bonus. Keokuk is in the bonus. Mount Pleasant has 7 fouls. That is Stroud's first. So from here on out, with 7:37 remaining in the game, Keokuk will be in the bonus. With 3 more fouls, they'll be in the double bonus. Blake Chase here is going to take his first free throw attempt. Ball is up. Ball is missed, but they're going to call a foul there on Chase. Tried to get the tie up, but he reached in instead there. Nice rebound by Aiden Ashton. Ashton, Hagens, Stroud, Amos, and Van Sickle are on the court, all seniors. Well, except Stroud. Hagens pushes court, gets to Van Sickle, kicks left over to Ashton. Ashton looking at the top of the left. Stroud's going to get the ball at the top of the key, kicks to Amos. Amos is up and rejected by Chase on the three-point attempt. Stroud looking, kicks over to Hagen. Hagen's going to try and drive across baseline, kicks back out to Van Sickle. Uncontested three, up and no good. Rebounded by Ashton, but knocked out of his hands. Ball's going to be kicked out by Ashton over to Van Sickle. They had a guy in the post, Amos, but they missed him. Van Sickle top left. He's dribbling with his left back to his right. Dribbling right now, crosses back over left, hits Ashton in the corner, shot is up, missed, hits off the front of the glass, but they're going to call an over the back on Eklund, so that will stay Mount Pleasant's ball. That'll be foul number 5 on Keokuk. 2 away from the bonus. That's the second on Eklund. Keokuk with not a very deep bench already. Into the game now is Diego Garcia coming in for Chevy Barnes. Stroud gets the ball in the top of the key and passes into Ashton, which is knocked out of bounds. Good play there by Eklund. Eklund's going to be out of the game. Barnes comes back in. Eklund with those 2 fouls will probably be sitting a majority of the second quarter now. Mount Pleasant going to pass it in. Hagens is the inbound guy, trying to get it to Amos, the big body. Van Sickle gets it in the right corner. They kick it out top to Ashton. Ashton's going to set the offense up, crosses over, does a dribble drive left. He has a lane, but he's going to get met up and in, and it's an and one. Strong finish to the rim there by Aiden Ashton. What did they just call? They're going to call that a travel. So no shot, no foul. Keokuk gets the ball back. Garcia kicks it into O'Donnell. O'Donnell pump fakes, kicks back over to Garcia. Garcia goes up to Chevy Barnes, misses him, but bad pass by Garcia and a miss by Barnes leads to a Keokuk turnover on the transition. Mount Pleasant student section over here getting a little rowdy. You can tell these two schools don't like each other. I know football, Keokuk won that matchup this year. Hagens over to Barnes on the handoff, over to Amos. Amos kicks it into the right corner to Van Sickle. Ashton's got the post, but he kick it out. Stroud at the top of the key, over to Hagens. Hagens has a lane to drive. He's going to drive, kicks it to Ashton. Ashton wide open 3 in the right corner, no good. Rebounded by Hagens. Hagens goes up and in. Nice shot there on the rebound and the putback by Hagen. Inbounded by O'Donnell, kicks it over, looking for Garcia, kicks it over to Chase. Chase is going to get fouled. That is going to send Chase to the line. That is Amos's second foul, team 8th. So Keokuk only 2 away from the double bonus with 6:03 remaining in the second quarter. Amos will take a seat just like Eklund did. Blake Chase at the line, doing substitutions now. On the court for Amos will be number 12, Drake Anderson. Chase misses the first free throw there, rebounded by Mount Pleasant. Bringing the ball up the court is Hagens. Hagens going to drive right, drives right, continues. He kicks it into the paint. Their ball is going to be tipped out, but it's intended for Stroud. Kicked out to Ashton. Ashton takes a step and a put in there on the fingertip roll by Stroud. Stroud thought about dunking, but got a few defenders in front of him and couldn't. So now they go to a 3-1-1 full court pressure. Garcia brings the ball up, almost fouled there by Mount Pleasant. Ball's kicked into O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to drive into the middle of the court. Now kicked out to Chase. Chase drives with his left hand, kicks it out to Chevy. Chevy kicks it over to Campbell. Campbell back to Garcia. Garcia drives left. He's going to kick back out over to Chase. Chase drives paint. Ball is shot, ball is no good. Too strong on the finish there. Barnes almost fouled. Stroud with the rebound. Ball is pushed up now by Hagens at the left side. Hagens is going to drive middle of the paint. Goes up and in. No good on the shot, but I believe he'll be going to the line for 2 free ones. Good drive there by Hagen. Something right now I'm seeing is Mount Pleasant is being a lot more aggressive when it comes to driving the paint. No free throws there, by the way. That will be a foul on the court. Into the game for Mount Pleasant is Amos, Stacy, and Ewald. Out of the game is Ashton, Stroud, and Van Sickle. Ball is kicked in, shot by Ewald. Ewald makes it. No one even saw him in that left corner on the inbounds. Zach Summers was forced to call a timeout after that 7-0 run in the second quarter. We'll take you to break as well here. Thank you for listening to Keokuk Chief Basketball on KOKX.
Ivy equals quality, variety, convenience, healthy lifestyle, culinary expertise, and superior customer service. Not just in our Keokuk store, but right at your fingertips. Use Hy-Vee.com and the Hy-Vee mobile app to shop online with Hy-Vee aisles. View Hy-Vee deals, your one-stop shop for hundreds of deals. View their online recipes to get yourself cooking like a pro. Your Keokuk Hy-Vee store, online and in your community.
Hello and welcome back to Keokuk Chief Basketball here on KOKX. Your score, Mount Pleasant Panthers 21, Keokuk Chiefs 10. Right now, it just seems like from the pace of this game that Mount Pleasant really is being more aggressive on the offensive side, especially in transition. Keokuk at times has been lackadaisical getting back. Mount Pleasant has been able to take good advantage of that. Inbounding for Mount Pleasant has worked well at the baseline after that last three there by Ewald, wide open, uncontested. It looks like Mount Pleasant's going to go back to their half-court 3-1-1 pressure. They're going to meet them at half-court. Looks like now they're going to go kind of a three-quarter court pressure. Higgins meets the ball handler O'Donnell to Chase. Chase gets trapped there at the top of the left. He's going to drive the paint. Ball is hit out of bounds, and it is deflected and caught by Mount Pleasant. Stacy's going to drive the ball up the court. Stacy's going to have the ball top of the key. No one guards him. Ball is shot. Ball is no good. It is rebounded. Almost rebounded by Keokuk, but thrown off Amos, and that will be Chief ball. Into the game for Keokuk. There at the break was Mason Klaus. So on the court is Garcia, O'Donnell, Chase, Barnes, and Klaus. O'Donnell bringing it up, passes over to Garcia. Garcia gets trapped in the midcourt. Now kicks it over to O'Donnell. Chase takes a shot, misses from three. Rebound by Ashton, but he's kind of getting in a jumbled mess there, and there will be a foul. I believe that will be on Klaus after the Ashton rebound. So Mount Pleasant now in the bonus. We'll go to the line here. Ashton for the front end of a 1-2. He is 1 for 4 on free throws today. Out of the game is O'Donnell. Into the game is Drew Campbell. Ashton will take his first free throw. Ashton looks towards the rim, has not had a good night from the free throw line tonight. First shot is up, no good, missed, but almost rebounded by Keokuk, but it goes off of Amos. Amos will hit the ball out of bounds. See what kind of pressure Mount Pleasant will bring here, see if they stay with the three-quarter court pressure. Ball is passed into Diego to Chase, back to Diego Garcia. Over to Barnes, now back to Chase to Garcia. Garcia's going to drive into the paint, kicks it out to Barnes. Barnes looks back into the corner to Campbell. Campbell takes one dribble. Now he's kind of stuck, passes over to Garcia. Garcia's going to drive hard, spin move, up and in, misses. What an athletic play. Should have been a foul, but they didn't call it. Hagen's pushing the court fast. That transition we talk about, they're into Stacy's hands. Stacy's going to kick it out to Ashton. They're going to call it travel on Stacy. That'll be another turnover for Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant been stuck a few times with turnover-prone sections of the game so far. That'll bring Stacy's second or third travel so far. Into the game for Stacy is Van Sickle. Chase throws it into Garcia. Garcia pushes up into the front court. Running a 3-2 zone is Mount Pleasant. Chase kicks it over to Barnes. Barnes looked at Klaus, but now they're going to do almost a trap up top. Back over to Barnes. Barnes to Chase. Chase kicks in the corner to Campbell. Campbell uncontested three, no good. But hits off the top of the backboard and into the hands of Amos, who pushes court. Hagen has it in the right corner, drives baseline, looking, kicks it out to Van Sickle. Van Sickle for three and uncontested, good. Rims in and out, hits the ball up and goes in. So now the score is 24-10 Mount Pleasant. Keokuk has to get something going offensively this series. Campbell left wide open for three, no good. Let's see who the foul is on here. It's on it is on Mount Pleasant. No, it's on Keokuk. Sorry, folks. That will be another trip to the free throw line for Mount Pleasant. There is a push off. Let's see the number here when it comes up. That was a push off on Klaus. That's his second. Couple guys still on the bench. Eklund still on the bench with 2 fouls. First shot is up by Ashton, is good. Puts him at 2 for 6 on the day. Into the game is Stroud for Mount Pleasant. Out is Amos. Amos with 2 fouls. Stroud coming back in with two fouls. Mount Pleasant getting a little student section getting a little excited over here. Ref still at the scoring table, trying to figure something out. What a deal! What a deal tonight is, folks. First solo time ever on the radio, so thank you for listening. Ashton takes a couple dribbles, looks, ball is shot, up and good. So that'll put him at 3 for 7 now on free throws. Inbounding it is Garcia over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to push up through midcourt with a comfortable 16-point lead is Mount Pleasant. Over to Barnes now. Keokuk's got to play fast. Klaus has the ball. Got to get something out of this possession. Almost a turnover there on a bad pass. Barnes in the right corner. Kicks it back out to Klaus. Klaus over to Campbell. Campbell in the corner to O'Donnell. Garcia playing in the post. Now it is picked off by Ewald. Ewald up to Van Sickle. Van Sickle pushing court quick. Ball is kicked over in a tight lane to Higgins. Higgins misses, but it is almost rebounded there by Ashton, but rebounded by Garcia. Garcia gets the ball out over to Barnes. Now back to Garcia. Garcia pushes left into the corner. Thought about shooting it, but Barnes gets the ball now. Back to Garcia, and a foul on Ewald on the reach in. That'll put Mount Pleasant at 9 fouls, and Garcia will go to the line for a 1-and-1 or a bonus opportunity. Probably not as good as Sean, but I'm figuring it out. Into the game is Chase and Eklund. Out comes Barnes and Campbell. Eklund playing with 2 fouls with 2:19 left. Garcia is going to get a free throw here. If he makes this one, he gets a second. Garcia looks at the basket. Ball is shot, ball is up, ball is good. Good shot there by Garcia at the free throw line. He'll get a second attempt now. Score now 26-11. 2:19 remaining in the half. Garcia takes 3 dribbles, spins the ball a couple times, ball is shot, ball is good. Smooth shot there by Garcia to give 2 points to Keokuk. 26-12, 14-point deficit, 2:18 and ticking. Mount Pleasant with the ball. Higgins kind of walking up, dribbles with the right hand, crosses over, passes to Ashton at the top left side. Ashton moves over right, kicks the ball to Higgins. Higgins kicks over in the corner to Van Sickle. They're trying to move the ball inside to Stroud, but Higgins is going to shoot a long 3. No good, but they're going to call a foul on Ashton. That's got to be about his second or third foul, which will put Keokuk now, I think, in the double bonus. And Garcia will be the recipient of the free throws. Now in the double bonus is Keokuk, so 2 guaranteed. See if he can hit the front end of the 1-and-1 here. That is 2 on Ashton. My apologies, folks. I don't think Stroud knew that they were in the double bonus. Neither did Klaus. Klaus comes out, Campbell goes in, out comes Ashton, and in comes, let me see here, that is Anderson for Mount Pleasant. 26-12, missed the front end of the 1-and-1. See if he can hit the back end. 1:59 remaining. Garcia shot, no good, rebounded by Higgins. Higgins is going to push court. Got a little tempo here for him. Higgins is liking to do this tonight so far. Higgins crosses over, dribbles back, passes to Van Sickle. Van Sickle's going to bring it up to the top of the key. Passes over left to Ewald. Ewald in the corner to Anderson. Anderson over to Van Sickle, still at the top of the left. Looking to set something up, trying to get some motion there with Stroud. Stroud, the big body. Higgins now at the right side. He's going to dribble, drive right. He's going to pass it to Stroud. Ball is up. Ball is good, but they're going to call a charge. They're going to call a charge on Higgins. Campbell did a nice job there of sitting his feet and taking the charge. So that will be a turnover for Mount Pleasant. and we'll give Keokuk an opportunity. Now we'll give Keokuk an opportunity to get a free possession out of it here. If I were Keokuk, I would try and draw some contact because of being in the double bonus either way, you'll get sent to the foul line. Garcia is going to bring it up to the right, and he double dribbles. He hesitated, picked his dribble, and put it back down. So, back-to-back turnovers on possession for Mount Pleasant and Keokuk. Now Mount Pleasant with the ball with 1:30 left. Up comes Van Sickle. He's going to drive right with his left hand. Now puts it in his right hand, crosses through the legs. He's trying to direct traffic here. Two players are arguing for Mount Pleasant. Up top comes Anderson. Anderson now with the ball now dribbles over to Ewald, gives him the ball. Ewald he just might have picked up his dribble there. Now Anderson drives, does a Steph Curry floater, misses. Ball's kicked out to Stroud. Stroud's going to be a big body here. Gets deflected by Campbell. Nice job by the smaller guy to get the hand up on the big man. Kicked into the corner to Eklund. Eklund takes a shot. No good. Missed long. Rebounded by Stacy. Stacy up to Van Sickle. Van Sickle crosses over, brings it back out. Once driving right. Now he's at the right side. One-on-one up top with O'Donnell. Kicks it over to Anderson. Anderson over to Amos. Amos into Stacy on a nice pass. They're going to call over the top there on Campbell. So that'll send Mount Pleasant to the line for the bonus. That's Campbell's first. 9 fouls for the Chiefs. About 12 for Mount Pleasant, but the scoreboard quits counting after 10. At the line is Stacy. Stacy puts one up, makes it. Wow, that looked confident. No work on it, but he got it in. That was quick at the free throw line of scrimmage. It's not football season anymore. Stacy puts the ball up and in. 2 made free throws, puts the Panthers up 28-12. On the inbound now, a full court pressure, 3-1-1. Garcia back over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell up to Chase. Chase drives baseline. They're going to call a foul there on Anderson on the body block. So that'll send Chase to the line for 2 free throws. That's his second. Boy, then at the end of this game, I don't know how many people are going to be left for either team. Lots of fouls happening in this first half. 30.7 seconds remain in the half. See if Chase hits the front end of the 1-and-1, and he does. Into the game for Keokuk is Klaus. Out comes Eklund. The shooter, Chase, is going to get, Barnes is coming in for the shooter after the shot attempt if it's made. And we are having more scoring table troubles. This is the 3rd or 4th time they've made their way up there to the scorer's table this evening. Oh, fun night so far, action-packed. Busy, busy, busy. Can't stop, won't stop. Still more discussion. I'd say we'd go to break here, but I don't know when they'll be back. Sometimes it's been long, sometimes it's been short. So I guess I will just sit here and serenade your radios in your vehicles if you're driving, if you're listening at home, or watching our live stream on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you to all our sponsors. You know who you are. I don't have the list for Keokuk tonight, but we appreciate every single one of the sponsors for Central Lee, Holy Trinity, Keokuk, and Clark County. Thank you for allowing us to do what we do. And thank you to Mike for guiding me tonight on getting that cord I needed. It's greatly appreciated, especially in a last-second rush that I was in, because why be prepared, right? Absolutely. No, still having trouble at the scoring table. I don't know what's going on. The fans are getting unruly here in Keokuk. I think we need to bring the wrestling team out to have a little show here at halftime to figure this out. I think we're getting close to figuring it out, because I think the refs have finally had enough. They're walking away. So we're finally going to get the back end of the 1-and-1 here, folks. They're trying to explain something to the Mount Pleasant coach, because he has been on the scoreboard's case tonight. And Summers has made a few trips over there too, so I'm not sure quite what this is about. I say we play ball, folks. And I think we're getting ready to. So Chase the line, awaiting his second of the 1-and-1. Chase takes 2 dribbles, looks, ball is shot, ball is missed off the front, but it is, they're going to say it's off of Mount Pleasant. Campbell almost had the rebound, but Anderson knocked it out of bounds. Into the game for the shooter. Well, into the game now for Chase is O'Donnell. Barnes is in the game now as well. O'Donnell's going to inbound. Ball is thrown into Garcia. Garcia takes a dribble left. He's got it in left hand, still kicking, driving now, kicks it out to the top. Campbell has it, drives left, couple dribbles. Barnes, Chevy Barnes. No good, airballs it. Amos has the ball. He's driving up court hard, 17 seconds left. They're going to try and almost get him in a trap. The trap is no good. Stroud gets it, kicks it out to Van Sickle. They're going to hold it for the last shot. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Van Sickle dribbling, getting orders from coach. They're going to set up a play. It's going to be a pick and roll here. It looks like, no, Van Sickle's just going to take a deep 3. They miss, no good. So no more magic on the roll-in 3s like the first quarter. Keokuk goes into the quarter down 15. Wow, what a good first quarter for Mount Pleasant, and what a sloppy first half for Keokuk. First quarter went well for the Chiefs, only down 14-10 after 1, but second quarter, defense broke down, especially in transition, and led to some easy points for Mount Pleasant. So I think this is where we will give you our American Eye Care quarterly score update, the Eye in the Sky score update, brought to you by American Eye Care. See life better, located at 2025 Main Street in Keokuk. The score at the half is 28-13, Mount Pleasant over Keokuk, and a lot of those points were scored off of transition or turnovers turnovers by Keokuk and a transition offense for Mount Pleasant. Not necessarily off of a fast break, but transition offense led to some open 3 attempts and some easy looks inside for Mount Pleasant. So after we come back from commercial break here, we will have a little bit of a breakdown of what I saw in the first half overall and what the Chiefs need to do to get back into this game. We'll take about a 4-minute break here, and we'll bring you back to Keokuk Chief basketball. Thank you for listening to the Chiefs on KOKX.
Introducing the Kumho Tire $70 instant rebate, available exclusively at T.O. Haas Tire. Enjoy a smooth, comfortable ride, exceptional handling, superior all-weather performance, and enhanced braking characteristics with a new set of Kumho tires, and put $70 back in your pocket instantly. See store for qualifying tires or go to tohaas.com.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
Family dentistry. They're really nice. Everyone there is my friend. They take care of my teeth also. When they clean my teeth, it makes a buzzy noise. Everyone smiles at me, and I smile back at them. I love Greenwell Family Dentistry. You should too. They're the best dentists around. Call them today. 524-2728. My teeth are oh so white.
Are you good with your hands? Are you looking for a change? Are you driven to make more money? If so, contact Coors for You. Hiring first and second shift production immediately. Work 4 days a week. Receive free health insurance, incentives, and bonuses. First shift pays $14 and second shift pays $16. Plus, an extra $2 for simply working all scheduled hours. Apply on Facebook or in person at 160 Industrial Park in Hamilton. Coors for You wants you immediately. Apply today.
Throughout the decades, so many Cardinals have made their mark with unique nicknames on this organization. And on Friday, July 30th, we celebrate a few of those players with a mystery alumni nickname jersey, courtesy of Maryvale University. That night, 30,000 fans, ages 16 and older, receive a mystery jersey featuring an alumni nickname. Fans won't know which player nickname they'll receive until they walk through the gates. For tickets or details, visit cardinals.com/promotions. Cardinals baseball, time to fly.
On Sunday, August 1st, the Cardinals host the Twins, and that day is all about the kids. Kids ages 15 and younger entering with a ticket can celebrate Major League Baseball's Play Ball initiative and feel like the pros when they receive their very own Rawlings Kids Baseball Glove. That's Sunday, August 1st. The Cardinals, the Twins, and the Rawlings Kids Glove. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions. The St. Louis Cardinals, time to fly.
Family is a 100-year philosophy for the Ames. Born and raised in Keokuk, the Ames family is in their third generation of business. AC Contracting is your hometown industrial, commercial, and residential contractor. And if you need recycling, contact Southern Iowa Recycle for your ferrous metals, along with wood pallet services and sales. With Southeast Iowa's only portable grinding service for pallets, trees, and house demolition. Contact Wes, Zach, or Brant at 524-5153 or visit their website at amesbusinessgroup.com. Go Chiefs.
You rely on your eyes to do daily tasks, process emotions, react to danger, and more. That's why it's important to keep them healthy. Eye specialists at Southeast Iowa Regional Medical Center in West Burlington treat medical conditions of the eye, including cataracts, glaucoma, and retina problems. Their ophthalmologists perform in-office laser treatments and injections, plus surgical procedures in the hospital. High-tech eye treatment is available close to home. Get it at Eye Specialists Southeast Iowa Regional Medical Center. Learn more at greatriverhealth.org.
Did you envision yourself with an updated look in 2022? American Eye Care has you covered. We are now offering 50% off a pair of glasses or sunglasses when you purchase a year's supply of contacts, including non-prescription sunglasses. Not a contact wearer and want to have options for your look? Buy one pair of glasses at regular price, get a second pair 50% off. Come see us at American Eye Care in Burlington, Fort Madison, Keokuk, and Mount Pleasant, and see life better.
Hello and welcome back to Keokuk Chief Basketball here on RadioKeokuk.com. I'm your host tonight, Andrew Bird, sitting in for Sean Stewart. Sean, we hope you're doing good, buddy, and I'm sure Chief Nation can't wait to get your voice back on here. I might be a little bit hard to follow tonight, but doing what I can. Make sure I'm going through everything I need to here. Let's see. Well, kind of talk about what I think Keokuk needs to do here to get back into the game. Right now, Keokuk has been struggling defensively in transition. It seems like Hagen, especially from Mount Pleasant, Hagen and Ewald really want to push the tempo, and Mount Pleasant right now is pushing the tempo well. Hagen dribbles typically to one side or the other in the transition offense, and because of this, kind of gets Keokuk set off balance. And once that happens, it's easy once Stroud and a couple of the bigger guys are able to get down there to get ball movement inside, kick around, and get open shots from three-point land. That's been the big thing with Van Sickle, Ewald, and Hagens all making threes in that first half that were uncontested or just good shots. Keokuk has struggled to keep up with the pace at times of Mount Pleasant. Offensively, Keokuk's just not getting very good looks. They're struggling with that 3-2 zone, and it seems like that they kind of transition from the 3-2 into a box one. So once Keokuk gets into the lane, four guys kind of collapse around everything. Sorry, just read a message there. But it seems like once Keokuk gets inside into the lane, it's kind of a struggle for them to get anything inside, and right now they're just missing a big man component that Mount Pleasant has. Garcia's tried to play a little bit inside. They've driven baseline a few times. That has had some success. They've just missed some open shots. They've taken some off-balance shots because of it. So that's the big thing I see for Keokuk right now they're struggling with is just the size difference from Stroud and Amos being bigger, stronger guys than what Keokuk can deal with, I think, right now. And with that, so my keys to the second half for Keokuk are get back in transition defense. Get set, find the guy with the ball, and make sure that he gets guarded immediately, and don't let him get deep one side or the other, because right now that's what Keokuk's letting him do, and that's what's letting open passing lanes happen. Secondly, don't let the ball get inside to Stroud or Amos. Don't let those two get inside. And most importantly, don't give up easy three-point shots like you did on the inbounds pass there to Ewald. Offensively for the Chiefs, you're going to have to get more ball movement. The ball movement has been kind of stagnant at times. Guys are taking too many dribbles. Guys aren't taking enough dribbles. And it just seems like at times there's confusion on where guys want to go with the basketball. Underneath, I don't think the rest of the game Keokuk can really rely on a game from underneath. They just did out-strength and out-size. Mount Pleasant's big guys, Amos and Stroud have been big down there. And I'll say Hagens too. Hagens plays some pretty tough defense for Mount Pleasant. But on the big side for Keokuk, their depth has played quite a few minutes. So the starters are fairly healthy still and ready to go. Foul trouble for both teams is the big theme of the first half. Mount Pleasant probably had 13 fouls, and Keokuk by the end of it I think had 10. So you got a bunch of guys in foul trouble. Among those names are Stroud, Ashton, and Hagens for Mount Pleasant. Eklund, Klaus, and I believe Garcia all have 2 fouls as well, which will be big, especially those 5 names I just listed are big contributors for both teams. Mount Pleasant's bench play as well has come into key here in the first half with play from Stacy and Anderson being big. Well, before we come back to action, we're going to take a 30-second commercial timeout. Thank you for listening to Keokuk Chief Basketball on KOKX.
It shouldn't take a storm of immense proportions to find out who you can count on. It shouldn't take a 4-foot diameter tree in your kitchen to find out who you can trust. It shouldn't take the worst to bring out our best, but sometimes it does, and that's the silver lining. To find out more about West Bend Mutual Insurance and the silver lining, contact LJ Insurance in Keokuk and Fort Madison at 319-524-4223.
Hello and welcome back to Keokuk Chief Basketball here on KOKX tonight with your host Andrew Bird. Getting ready for third quarter action here. 8 fresh ones put up on the clock. Keokuk down 15. Keokuk going to need a good run here to start the second half to get back into this game. On the court for Mount Pleasant is Anderson, Hagens, Amos, Stroud, and Ashton. For Keokuk, Garcia, O'Donnell, Campbell, Chase, and Eklund. The starters for both teams are out on the court. We're having, once again, we're here at the scorer's table having a good time, trying to figure out what is going on, but I think they got her figured out. I think we're ready here for second half play to begin. Anderson over to Hagens. Hagens is going to walk the ball up to the top of the key. Hagens dribbles left. Tries to get it up to Amos. Amos comes up from the post, comes up, gives it to Ashton on the handoff. Ashton dribbles left. He's got an open lane. Up and in for Ashton. Pretty much uncontested. Nice dribble drive there down to the left block and up and in on the put in. So Garcia brings it up, pushes right, kicks it into the corner over to Chase. Chase dribbles up, looking for a passer, gives it back to Garcia. He's trying to clear out the top of the key now. Top right. Looks for Eklund, now gives it back over to O'Donnell, back to Garcia. Seems like an offensive miscue there. Back over to Eklund, now to Garcia, over to O'Donnell. What was that? Garcia gets the ball off of the weird inbound rebound there, but it is tipped by Stroud and Gott. That was a weird sequence for Keokuk offense. Tried to alley-oop, but no one was there. Hagens is going to pass, hand off to Amos. Amos hands off to Stacy. Stacy dribbles left, looks to Hagens, passes it. Screen there by Stroud, but the ball's knocked out and tipped for a second, but Hagens is going to drive up and in. Good. Uncontested on the drive into the paint there, and easy points for Hagens. Now 32-13 Mount Pleasant. Timeout early by Coach Zach Summers, and with that timeout, we'll go to timeout for 30 seconds as well. Thank you for listening to Keokuk Basketball on KOKX.
Insurance is Keokuk's premier independent insurance agency, offering home, life, auto, and business insurance. Ryan and his team care about their hometown and have been serving the Keokuk area for 20 years. As an independent agent, Roughcorn Insurance will shop around for the best coverage and rates available for you. Call Ryan today at 319-524-3640 or visit him on the web at roughcorninsurance.com. Roughcorn Insurance, serving Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri since 2003.
Hello and welcome back to third quarter action here in Keokuk, Iowa. I'm your host tonight, Andrew Bird, sitting in for Sean Stewart. 6:45 left in the third quarter. Keokuk down now 19. If Keokuk can't get something offensively going here, it might be away early. Eklund gets the inbounds pass from O'Donnell. Kicked over to O'Donnell on the right side. Back up to Campbell. Over to Chase. Now in the corner to Eklund. Wide open. Shot is up. Shot is no good. Hits off the front of the rim. Ashton with the rebound. He's going to push the court fast. Look at what Mount Pleasant's doing. What they've done all night. Transition offense leads to buckets. Up and no in, but they're going to get 2 free throws, and that's what Mount Pleasant has done all night with Higgins, Ashton, Amos, and Stacy, and even Van Sickle when they've come in have pushed the ball, and there was a little hesitation after the slowdown by Ashton, and then he drives lane and gets the ball up and almost made it in, but he'll get 2 free throws here. So let's see, Ashton makes it 4 for 8. Yeah, 4 for 8. On free throws tonight after missing his first 3. Has made his last 4. Ashton, another one, goes up and in. 5 for 9 on free throws in the night for Ashton after the cold start. Garcia passes into O'Donnell. They're going to go a full court press. Ball is kicked out by Mount Pleasant. That'll retain the ball with Keokuk. Keokuk's got to find a way to get through this full court press here. Setting up at a 3-1-1. Only guy back for Mount Pleasant is Stroud and Campbell for Keokuk. Garcia inbounds the ball. He's gonna tip the ball. Ball is passed to Ashton. Ashton bodies. Ashton just bodies O'Donnell and gets it in off the turnover on the inbounds. Keokuk's got to get going here offensively. This game's starting to get out of hand. O'Donnell with the ball up. Chase gets the ball, drops it out of bounds. Turnover. Keokuk 36-13 now, and everybody. Let's see who's still up. Everybody but Garcia gets substituted into the game now for Keokuk, if I can find it here. Wow, that's everybody. That's Barnes, Klaus, Smith, and one other. I can't get the number. And Church. Ball into Stacy's hands, deflected by Klaus, and the pass into Stroud. Good play there by Klaus. Wow, Keokuk brought literally everybody out but Diego Garcia. Barnes, Klaus, Smith, and Church and Smith, I believe, right? Yes. Ball's inbounded to Anderson. Stacy takes a dribble drive down to the baseline and makes a mid-range jumper. Nice play there by Stacy off the inbounds pass. Garcia passes to Barnes. Barnes passes back to Stacy. Stacy goes up and in, and a foul by Garcia. That'll be 2 free throws, and it just seems like the wheels are falling off the train here for Keokuk pretty quick. Down 25 now with a guy at the line. Keokuk now has really struggled with that full court press. They were able to break it early when they were only running the 3-quarter court. Now bringing that full court pressure, I think Mount Pleasant has smelled blood and is going for the kill. Stacy puts the first one up and in. Smooth shot by Stacy, the senior. Or freshman, sorry. Freshman. Guard. Stacy looking to hit the second of 2, and he does. Keokuk down 40-13 now. Into the game for Stacy is Van Sickle. Van Sickle looks like he'll be taking over point guard duties. Now Hagen's still on, so he'll be playing in the forward. Garcia gets the inbound. Mount Pleasant has gone off of their full court press here. Over to Barnes at the right side, into the paint, but it is deflected. The ball is going to be thrown up to Higgins. Higgins is going to almost dunk it, but fingertips it in on the fast break there. 42-13, Mount Pleasant. It is getting bad fast, folks. Garcia brings it up, dribbles right, looking. There is no one there. Now it's over to Church. Church passes across to Klaus. Klaus in the corner to Smith. Smith one-hands Odell Beckhams it. Back over to Klaus. Klaus passes over to Garcia in the corner. Garcia looks, drives, jump shot, misses. Air ball got by Ashton. Ashton driving fast. This is what Mount Pleasant's done all night. In the corner to Anderson. Anderson up. No good. Rebounded by rebounded by Smith. Smith on the rebound. He's going to dribble drive. Almost travels. Garcia gets the ball. Pushes right. Garcia's going to have to go up. Euro stabs. Good. He'll get the N1 off the Euro step. Keokuk's first point this half come after a stretch of 14 consecutive points by Mount Pleasant. Ashton with his 3rd foul. Ewalt coming in can assume that is going to be for Ashton. Garcia throws the free throw up and good. 42-16 Panthers. Keokuk's got to do something quick to have any chance of staying in this game. Out of the game comes Hagens, actually. So on the court is Anderson, Ewalt, Ashton, Stroud, and Van Sickle. Ashton with the ball, looks left. Passes up on the pass to Van Sickle, but then Ashton gets rejected, but the ball is put up by Anderson. Nice pass there by Van Sickle on the cutback by Ashton, rejected and then picked back up by Anderson and fouled on the putback. No shot made, so he'll get 2 free ones. First foul on Church. Observation I have made from being my first game with Keokuk, this is a young basketball team. Only one senior in Liam O'Donnell. Second one is made by Anderson, so this team is young and learning. Garcia's going to drive up the court, brings it across the midcourt now. Looks right, now kicks it left to Barnes, into the corner to Klaus, sorry. Klaus almost gets tied up. Barnes now over to Smith. Smith is going to take a couple dribbles, pass it back to Barnes. Garcia trying to get into the lane there, passes it over to Church. Church almost gets the ball poked out, passes back to Garcia at the top of the key. Garcia drives left, passes over to Klaus. Klaus looks like he's going to pump fake, then he travels. Turnover for Keokuk. 44-16. Everyone back out, or back into the game that was substituted out except Garcia. Back in is Eklund, O'Donnell, Chase, and Campbell. Ashton's going to bring it up. Garcia meets him right at half court, but they go left. Now he's kicking out right. Van Sickle pump fakes, drives left, kicks it out to Ashton for a wide open 3. Ashton, no good. Ball hits off the front of the rim and rebounded by O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to push up court quick, kicks it out to Garcia. Garcia takes a couple dribbles, passes over to O'Donnell. Again, O'Donnell puts a floater up and no good. Amos got knocked down, but no charge called. Anderson with the rebound, drives up court, struggles to hold the ball there a little bit. Kicks it over to Ewalt. Ewalt's going to drive right, now pushes into the paint to Amos. Amos kicks it out to Anderson. Anderson's going to drive baseline, but turns it over. Recovered there by O'Donnell. O'Donnell's pushing left, now up to Garcia on the left side. Eklund in the corner. Eklund takes a step right. Now Garcia, now Chase. Chase shot up, no good. Not even close. Mount Pleasant student section is going irate over here with the air ball chance tonight, folks. Not a good showing so far in the third quarter for Keokuk. Into the game now for the first time for Mount Pleasant. He's not even listed. I can't even tell you the name, folks. Well, I can by height. I believe that is Noah Lange, a freshman, 6'6". So Lange into the game for the first time. Hagens brings it up. Hagens kicks it over to Amos. Amos gives it to Ewalt. Ewalt into Amos. Amos takes a couple dribbles, puts the ball up and in. Tough shot. Mount Pleasant now running a double high post look. 46-16, down by 30 now is Keokuk. Eklund drives left, drives back right. Looking for a passer, gives it over to Garcia. Garcia tries to hit Campbell in the lane. Garcia over to Eklund. Eklund in the corner 3, no good. Long on it. Rebounded there by Amos. Amos, a big, strong kid from what it can look like. Nice rebounds all night from him. Hagen pushing up court. Lange is going to look to set a screen. Does now. Going to do a backdoor roll. Doesn't get it. Over in the corner to Stacy. Stacy back to Hagens. Hagens trying to work it into Lange. Lange, they're going to call a reach in by Campbell. That will be his third, team's fourth of the half. Into the game for Campbell is Klaus now. Klaus comes back into the game. Lange passes over to Amos. Amos dribble, driving right. Looks, goes, kicks out. Ball's turned over. On the errant pass there by, I believe that was Stroud. Garcia passes into Eklund. Eklund kicks it out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell over to Klaus. Into the corner now to Eklund. Eklund takes a jump step back. No good. Long on the shot. Recovered by Garcia. Garcia's going to drive into the paint. Loses the ball for a second. Does a fader. No good off the front of the rim. Amos gets the rebound. Amos pushes court. Hagen's driving up court now. Looking right. Now he kind of backs off. Crossing over. Brings it back up to the top with his left hand. Closely guarded by Garcia. Trying to set up a screen play there. Gives it to Stroud. Stroud's going to hand it off to Anderson. Anderson's going to drive now. Into the corner is Amos. Trying to get into the post there to Stroud. Stroud gets it poked, or they're going to get it poked away. The ball's out of bounds. Let's see who they're going to call it off of. They're going to call it off of Stroud. Well, let's see here. No, never mind, folks. It was off of Mount Pleasant, so it will stay with, or off of Keokuk, it will stay with Mount Pleasant. Out of the game comes Stacy. Ashton back in. Wow, on the inbounds there, what a sequence. Inbounded there to Hagen, missed by Lange. Lange back to Hagen, missed, and rebounded by Garcia. Garcia pushed court upright, trying to get the ball in the corner. That is Chase. Chase dribbles back to his left, hits Eklund up top, over to Klaus. Klaus drives center of the lane, turns the ball over. They're going to call a jump ball. That should be Keokuk's ball. A lot of turnovers here by Keokuk. Eklund gets the inbound pass. The corner shot is up. Shot is long again. He has been long or short on all threes tonight. Has not made one yet. Ball rebounded by Mount Pleasant, brought up by Ashton. That should have been a carry. They didn't look because the ref was looking at the scoreboard. Ashton kicks it over into the corner, over to Amos. Amos brings it back up top. Amos looks, kicks it to Ashton, back over left, trying to get it in the post to Stroud. Stroud gets the ball. It's going to get caught up. It's a turnover. That's the second straight turnover in Mount Pleasant, trying to get it into the post. Eklund pushing hard up court, kind of backs it out. There, gives it to Chase. Chase over to Eklund. Eklund takes a dribble. Back left over to Chase. Chase gives it to Garcia. Garcia looking, dribbles right, cuts back left, does a jab step, kicks it into the paint to what would have been O'Donnell, but O'Donnell is weak on the shot attempt, and with that shot attempt, that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Oh, give me a second here. Let me get my papers in line, folks. Thank you once again for sticking with me tonight in place of Sean Stewart. We're going to give you the Eye in the Sky quarterly score update brought to you by American Eye Care. See life better. Located at 2025 Main in Keokuk, Iowa. The score at the end of the third quarter is 46-16 Mount Pleasant. That run was fueled by an early 14-0 run to get the Panthers up 42-13, which then led to a 4-3 stagnation to end the quarter for Keokuk. Let's see here. Kind of going through my papers. Thank you, Mike, Sean, and everyone back at the studio for leaving these papers for me. Greatly appreciated. Oh, shoot. I'll tell you what, folks, I appreciate everything I've been able to do tonight. It's been a lot of fun being able to call a full game. Next time you'll hear me on the radio is next Wednesday night. If anyone is interested in listening, Clark County travels to Hamilton, Illinois to play the West Hancock Titans, my alma mater. Me and Lucas James will be on the call 7:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night in Hamilton. Should be a pretty good game. Make your way out if you can. Beginning of the fourth quarter starts with an inbound pass from Van Sickle into Hagens. Hagens is going to bring it up with his right hand. Hagens looks left, gets it over to Lange now. Lange back to Van Sickle. Van Sickle pump fakes, dribbles left, kicks it into the paint there. Tries to get it to Stroud, but it is knocked out of bounds by Keokuk. Ball will stay with Mount Pleasant. The inbounder will be Hagens. Make sure I've been saying that name right all night. Oh, shoot. Hagens. Little delay in play here. Now Hagens throws it into Stroud. Stroud at the top of the key. Now over to Lange. Lange kicks it over to Hagens again. Hagens is going to drive baseline right. Euro step in. Misses the shot. Weak, but rebounded by Hagens. Hagens puts it up and misses it. Ball still on the ground. Finally got by Chase. Chase pushes up court quick. He's going to kick it back out to Garcia. I don't know why he didn't just drive baseline there and try and get contact on the way up. Keokuk has not done that at all in this second half. Inbound by O'Donnell. O'Donnell gives it into Chase. Chase looks. Garcia cuts, run into on a screen there. Up and in. No good there on the shot, but they'll get I think two free throws for Chase on the missed shot, but he got hit on the way up. Still 46-16, 7:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. First foul on Lange. First shot from Chase is up. It is good. Smooth finish there for Chase. 46-17, now 7:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. Chase, shot is up. Shot is good. Smooth finish again. Nice shot form there by Chase. Ball is brought up by Hagens. Hagens looks over to his coach. Now dribbles back right. Gives the ball to Ashton at the top right of the key. Ashton back over in the corner to Hagens. Hagens to Lange. Lange kind of gets tied up there, but misses the shot. Nice shot attempt, but he was just too strong off the glass. Rebounded there by O'Donnell. O'Donnell to Garcia. Garcia has a guy open in Campbell. Campbell's going to take a shot. Shot is good. Made three there by Campbell. Wide open. Nice shot, young man. 46-21. Keokuk on a 5-0 run. Hagens over to Ashton. Ashton looking, trying to get it into Lange. Out to Van Sickle, now top of the key. He pump fakes, dribbles right once. Over to Hagens. Hagens trying to get it inside. Hagens has a couple crossovers, fancy moves, kicks it over to Lange. Lange is going to get fouled on the way up. Hard foul. That'll send him to the line for two free ones. 6:36 remains in the quarter. 46-21. Chiefs still down 25. Going to need a miracle to win this one, folks. Lange puts the shot up, misses the first one. Into the game is Klaus for Campbell. Lange's second shot is up and in. Ashton might have jumped that a little bit there, trying to get the rebound, or he's just that fast. Up the court comes Eklund with the ball over left, kicks it to Chase. Chase looking, driving across the center court, keeps the ball. Ball is up, ball is no good. On the shot there, rebounded by Ashton. Ashton pushes up court. Ashton kind of slows it down now, kicks it over to Hagens in the left top of the key. Back over to Ashton at the right side. There's going to be foul underneath on Klaus. No, that'll be on Lange. Lange's second, team's third. Be a push on Lange. 47-21, Mount Pleasant. Chiefs down 26. 6:17 remaining. Eklund loses control of the ball, but gets it back. Jump stops in the middle of the court. Kicks it over to Chase now. Chase dribbles in, kicks it to Garcia. Garcia's going to try and do something fancy. They're going to call a travel on Garcia. Rough night for the Chiefs. Van Sickle up top, kicks over to Ashton. Ashton drives left baseline, ball goes up and in. Wow, he got a nice shooter's roll there on the floater. That'll put Mount Pleasant up 49-21, 5:34 remaining. Scoreboard just went all hieroglyphic there for a second. Garcia into the corner to Eklund. Eklund over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell dribbles left, kicks it back to Eklund. Eklund looking in the middle to Garcia. Soft zone now. Shot is up by O'Donnell. No good. Ball's going to be rebounded. Oh, man, Keokuk didn't even have a chance at that rebound, but it's going to be hit off of Hagens, and it'll remain Keokuk ball. Give Mount Pleasant credit where credit is due. They have been boxing out well tonight. They had 4 bodies on 3 Chiefs there. What a deal. Inbounding is O'Donnell. O'Donnell into Eklund. Eklund over back to Garcia. Garcia looks at the shot but doesn't take it. Back over in the corner to O'Donnell. O'Donnell dribbles. He's going to get pickpocketed by Higgins. Higgins is going to put in a fancy little left-handed layup there for another two. So that puts him up 30. Should be a continuous clock now. 51-21. 4:53 left. Almost a travel, but O'Donnell puts it down before he moved a little bit more. Garcia now looks in the paint. That should have been a travel, but they didn't call it. Ball is missed. Nice effort there by Klaus to get the ball back. Garcia puts the ball up and in, misses. Gets knocked out by Higgins. Now the ball is pushed up court to Van Sickle. They're going to call a block back at the backcourt on Chase. What a sequence of events there. Into the game now is Smith for Eklund. Out of the game for Mount Pleasant is Higgins and Van Sickle. In is Anderson and Stacy. Stacy inbounds to Ashton. Ashton's going to walk it across midcourt. Garcia waiting for him just above the top of the key. Ashton passes right. It is over to Stacy. Stacy over to Anderson. Anderson brings it around town. Throws it over to Ashton now, who's at the top of the left key. It looks like Mount Pleasant's getting ready to throw in some guys they haven't had yet in the game. Stroud with the pick there. Nice shot by Ashton. Makes the and one there. Mount Pleasant's got two guys getting ready to come in. Number 4, Avon Truong, and number 20, Tim Cam. Into the game for Stroud and the shooter, which is Ashton. Rebounded there on the missed free throw by Ashton, by Keokuk. Garcia's got it. He pump fakes, looks left to Smith. Smith is going to drive baseline, kicks it over. No, almost picked off there by Cam, but recovered eventually by Mount Pleasant, which is Anderson. Nice play there by Tim Cam on his first play in the game. Anderson passes over to Stacy. Stacy dribbles right, looks for Ashton, picked off by Garcia. Garcia's going to go up with it, and he makes the lay-in. 53-23 lead for the Panthers. Ashton brings the ball up, potentially his last play here. Ashton kicks in the corner to Cam. Cam dribbles right, looks, gives it back to Ashton. Cam's going to set a screen. They're going to do a pick and roll, but he doesn't get it. Stacy, top of the key, dribbles left. Cam fakes a handoff to Cam, gives it to Ashton in the left corner. Ashton's going to drive baseline, kicks it over to Anderson. Anderson now driving, has a floater that missed badly. Kicks it over to Ashton. Ashton kind of directing traffic here. Cam in the post. Cam's got some room to work. Ashton's going to take a three. No good. Nice rebound there, almost by Cam. Anderson gets the rebound eventually after it rolls out of the pile. Stacy has the ball now. Dribbles up the top of the key. 2:54 remaining. Down 30 still. Screen by Amos. They're going to do a pick and roll with it. Nice play there by Stacy to draw contact. That's going to be a foul on Chase. That should be, I think, his 4th. I think the rest of that'll be his 4th. Going to be some big substitutions here for Mount Pleasant. Got a lot of new names coming in. Looks like Edwards, Newton, and Truong. Truong has been there a while waiting on Ashton. First shot is good by Stacy. Ashton out of the game, Amos out of the game. Truong in. Still waiting is Carson Edwards. Shot is up, shot is made by Stacy. That will be his final play of the game, as in comes Carson Edwards. So on the court is Edwards, Truong, Anderson, Newton, and Cam for Mount Pleasant. Into the game for Keokuk is Campbell. Garcia bringing it up court. Smith cuts baseline. Garcia directing traffic. Kicks it out to Eklund. Eklund drives right, cuts back. Gives the ball back to Garcia. Garcia's going to drive paint here. Ball is up, ball is in. Garcia with another nice play in the paint. 55-25, Panthers lead. Ball in the hands of Newton. Over to Anderson. Now to Cam. Over to Truong. Strong over to Edwards. Edwards back over to Newton. Newton kicks it back to Anderson. Anderson's played quite a few minutes tonight, still on the court, leading the younger guys. Anderson gets a screen from Cam, but there's a bunch of Keokuk defenders there. Tried to get a backdoor pick and roll there kind of deal. Back, still lands in the hands of Newton. Now it's dribble drive by Anderson. Anderson puts a weird floater up. Nobody. They're going to call they're going to call a lane violation on Cam. We got, I think the best part of the second half so far has been the student sections bickering at each other. No, shoot. Keokuk down 55-23. Eklund brings the ball up, carries, but gets away with it. Eklund goes up and in, and it's going to be 2 free ones after the missed shot and the contact. Minute 49 left. Keokuk still playing tough. Mount Pleasant playing tough too, even with their backups in the game. Looks like Anderson's about ready to come out of the game for Payson Coleman. First one, up and in by Eklund. Actually, Cam is coming out of the game. In is Coleman. So Anderson will stay in the game. Looks like he will finish it out and lead the younger guys while they're on the court. Eklund's second one is up. No good. Rebounded by Truong. Wow, that kid is lanky for no bigger than he is. Bringing it up the court is Edwards. Edwards kicks it over to Newton. Newton's going to take a long three, and it's no good. Rebounded by Keokuk. Lands right in the hands of Chase. Chase is pushing up court quick. Truong meets him. Smith and Chase get caught in that right corner. Ball is kicked out to Campbell. Campbell takes a wide open three, no good. Rebounded almost by Church, but it is lands in the hands of Anderson of Mount Pleasant. Edwards has the ball, now kicks it over to Truong. Truong drives into the paint at the free throw line. Now kicks it back out to Newton. Newton over to Edwards. Edwards is looking, surveying, crosses over back in the lane, rejected by Eklund and caught by Church. Now back over to Eklund. Eklund's going to push the tempo here. Eklund looking, treading right, cutting back left. Now he's muscling his way into the paint, and he will get 2 free attempts at the free throw line there. Misses the shot. 55-24, Keokuk has 8 fouls. That is the 5th foul for Mount Pleasant. Once again, I think we can both agree right now that student sections are pretty entertaining. That's the first one. Eklund made the second. 55 seconds remaining in this contest. Zach Summers is a little upset, I think, at the student section. Wow, I don't think I've ever heard a coach say that. Newton with the ball, dribbles right. Ball is poked out by Keokuk. That was funny. Campbell just kind of pushed him towards the ball. Edwards, that should be an over a back. They're not going to call it. Cam gets the ball in the paint. Ball is up and in, misses the shot. Ball is hit out. Over on the sideline. They're going to call a lane violation, I think, on Cam. I think they're going to need armed security guards for these 2 student sections to calmly leave this building. As for me, I'm going home. I am going home. 17 seconds remaining in the game. Keokuk down 30. Inbounds by Truong. Trying to get out of here with no one getting hurt. Cam gets the inbound. Kicked over to Edwards. Edwards back to Truong. Truong's going to take a 3. Misses. Rebounded by Smith. Pass over to Eklund. Eklund's going to drive and push the court up. Mount Pleasant doing the fake time counting thing. Campbell's going to probably get the last shot if he gets any. Up and no good. So that is the final whistle here tonight, folks. Keokuk falls to the Mount Pleasant Panthers by 30 points, 55-25. I'll give a final breakdown of the game here, kind of what I saw, what I thought. Keokuk is a young team, lacks experience, stuck around in the first quarter and did a pretty dang good job of doing it. But at the end of the day, Keokuk got outmanned and out-talented by a much more experienced and much deeper Mount Pleasant team in terms of talent coming off the bench. Keokuk can take a little bit away from this. Like I said, they played well in the first quarter. Pretty much match wit for wit. I think they were down at the end of the first quarter 14-10, and then the route was on from there for Mount Pleasant. For that, we will give out now the Keokuk Chiropractic and Sports Injury KOKX Player of the Game. I'm going to give this award tonight to Diego Garcia, point guard, 6 foot, junior. I thought Garcia was, the main ball handler, and the reason I give him Player of the Game is not just because he had a lot of the points for Keokuk. Garcia was a leader on the court. Garcia held the ball for quite a bit tonight, and when everyone else got subbed out, he stayed in the game. So I want to congratulate once again the Keokuk Chiropractic and Sports Injury Center KOKX Player of the Game, Diego Garcia. And finally, before I sign off for the evening, folks, I want to have one more read-off. Thank you once again, American Eye Care. For the end of the game scoreboard wrap-up, see life better. American Eye Care is a proud sponsor of the Eye in the Sky quarterly score update. Locations in Keokuk, Fort Madison, Burlington, and Mount Pleasant. The Eye in the Sky final quarterly update, end of the game. Mount Pleasant beats the Keokuk Chiefs 55-25. We once again want to thank you for everything you guys do for us back in the studio, and we want to thank you listeners for tuning in tonight to the Keokuk Chiefs basketball game. We want to thank you for listening to Keokuk Chiefs basketball on KOKX.